Now.
We start the 7 o'clock hour following breaking news in Denver. We now know a house fire that killed 2 people in the Virginia Vale neighborhood started as a trash fire. I'm Corey Rose.
And I'm Jordan Chavez. Good morning, everybody. That fire happened near East Dakota Avenue and South Niagara Street, and that's just a few blocks west of the Fairmount Cemetery and south of Alameda. 9 News reporter Brianna Fernandez is there right now. Brianna, we learned a lot within the last half hour, but still no word on what caused this fire.
Yeah, no word yet. The investigation continues early this morning. So let me break it down what we know so far and what Denver Fire has told us. When they arrived here, they got a call about a trash fire. This all unfolded just before 5, but when they arrived, they just noticed heavy smoke and tons of flames coming out of this home. I'm going to step out of the way so my photographer, Joe Swanson, can kind of show you the active scene that we're seeing out here. We know there's red crime scene tape blocking the front of the home. We also have family members of the 2 people that died here. Unfortunately, they do not want to do any interviews right now. They are very heartbroken. We've briefly tried to, but unfortunately they do not want to speak. But I do want to show you some pictures that they posted on social media. Denver Fire, a lot of damage to the roof of the home, to the back of the home, and smoke. Denver Fire says that they were quick with trying to put this fire out, but their priority was to see if anyone was inside the home first, especially at the time that the call came in just before 5 when most people were sleeping. Once crews did a primary search of the home, they did find 2 people inside, an elderly couple who died. Take a listen.
One of the victims was found right by the front door and another one in the bedroom. When we brought him out, we started CPR. And so we were doing CPR in the front yard until Denver Health arrived, and then we were able to move him into the ambulances.
Yeah, just a very heartbreaking scene, especially on an early morning like today. Again, very active scene. We still have Denver Fire. We have investigators. We also have Denver Police here on scene. They've been here all morning as the investigation continues of how this fire exactly started. We're also working to find out more information about the couple that was inside of the home. And again, this fire is still under investigation. For now, I'm live here in Denver. Brianna Fernandez for 9 News.
Yeah, such a tragic situation. Brianna, thank you for the update.
Right now, we want to get to our other big story this morning. Of course, that is your forecast as we take a look outside over Golden from our camera there atop of Lookout Mountain. As you see, raindrops are covering the camera. We were seeing the rain still come down this morning. Meanwhile, a very different story with the snow in the high country.
Yeah, this is moisture that we needed desperately, and
Absolutely.
Some of that rain still coming down. Chris is joining us right now. It's still been pouring for the last couple hours.
Absolutely. It's been coming down for us here in Denver. We're now over an inch of rain, what I call liquid gold for us here in downtown Denver so far from this event. But it's right now in the mountains where we're seeing those greatest impacts. That snow still falling pretty heavily for us there at 11,000 feet, 11,100 feet there at the Eisenhower Johnson tunnels. That snow is falling heavily for us here in Denver. It's just plain old rain. In fact, we're mostly starting to clear things on up. Some rain showers for us here around the west side of the Denver area, and that rain will continue as we head over the next little while with that snow continuing for us here into the high country. Steadiest rain now on the south and west sides of town. Here at 9 News, at the 9 News backyard, I was just outside a few minutes ago. It is raining pretty hard for us here in Denver, but it's starting to clear up a little bit as you head off to the east. Today, showers, storms, cloudy, mountains, lingering snow showers, end of the week, turning warmer and drier. More details on this for as we head through the rest of the morning. But I want to set things up to Matt Renew, who's our man in the mountains, who joins us from the high country. And Matt, right now you're seeing quite a bit in the way of that snowfall. Looks like it's kind of picked back up. We had a bit of a lull. Looks like it's picked back up. Is that right?
You're absolutely right, Chris. We had a significant band of moisture and snow come through earlier this morning. It tapered off a little bit, and then just in the last 15 minutes, another round pushing back through or circling back through in this part of the state. We're in Clear Creek County, the Bakerville exit along I-70, where we've been all morning. You can see it is a snowy scene where we are at. A good 6-7 inches of snow has come down in this area. In fact, the Loveland ski area, which is just west of here, 7 inches of snow in the past 24 hours is what they're reporting. Big rig semi rolling on through right there, trying to make his way out this morning. Going to be a tough drive because it is slick out on I-70. There he is right there. I don't think this guy's got chains on, and he is spinning out. He's been parked here this morning, and there he is. He's not going to, he went, how far did he go? 55 yards is probably as far as that guy got before he spun out on his way over to I-70. He's not going to make it. He's going to have to chain up before he gets out there because it is slick, especially under this snow. We're just going to leave it right there and see what happens because under this 6-7 inches of snow is just a sheet of ice, especially when you get off of I-70. The CDOT plow trucks have been doing loops, laying down mag plowing, and that's been really doing a nice job of clearing out. But here he goes. Pedal to the metal, trying to make it up this hill. We'll see. I don't know. He may make it during the course of this live shot. This is beneficial moisture for the state because our snowpack has been hit so hard, but it's really a tale of two tales as far as this storm goes. You know, look at the Continental Divide east of it. This storm's just been circling, dropping copious amounts of moisture and snow, but west of it, not quite the same. In fact, if you go west of the Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels, it's wet and the roads are pretty clear, but only about 3 inches of snow's come down in that area. And so this is definitely a storm that's hit the mountains just west of Denver and east of the Continental Divide. Going to take a look at our semi-truck driver there. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just going to give up. Maybe he'll put the chains on. Maybe he won't, but he's going to go out there on the road if he does, and he's going to need those chains because it is slick. Reporting from the Bakerville exit in Clear Creek County along I-70, I'm Matt Renew, 9 News. Erica, we've been talking about the traffic. We've got the Snow Ghost microphone right here because it's good moisture, but it's scary out on those roads, right?
It is a very festive microphone, though, bringing a little smile to us. Maybe not to that semi-truck driver behind you. Poor guy. Whew, that's kind of really the story that we're seeing. We had a full stop of westbound I-70 in Georgetown a little bit earlier this morning so that they could remove some of the snow. We, of course, should mention we have active chain and traction laws for a portion of the I-70 mountain corridor from Golden into Georgetown and then into Silverthorne this morning. So my semis, you need those chains, all right? Westbound I-70 is back open this morning in Georgetown, but I am now again seeing some flashing lights. Unclear what's happening right now. I'm just seeing it with all of you live. Maybe there's something stalled up ahead. Not quite sure. I'll try and figure out what we got going on up that way, but the Georgetown drive has not been the prettiest. This is kind of a look at things that did clear out from that earlier closure, but we have had residual delays. Wet roads in the metro, I-25, 58th Avenue, getting a little bit busier in volume as well. I-25 Park Avenue, same story. Wet roads, droplets on the camera. Lanes headed toward us are southbound, and that's where we're seeing a little bit more volume. Let's show you what things are looking like on our map. We do have that Loveland Pass closure between I-70 and Montezuma Road. We often see it anytime we deal with snow in the high country. Excuse me, colorful along I-70 as you travel east or westbound this morning because of the snowy conditions. And then a couple things I want to mention in Denver. Really one thing I want to mention. We do have a ramp crash. It's from the northbound I-25 ramp to eastbound I-70 near Washington Street. We do have some general delays out here as well. 4-minute slowdown between North Glen and Thornton on southbound I-25. 9-minute backup coming into Commerce City on westbound 76. And about a 5-minute slowdown right now on southbound 225. Another traffic alert for you happening today. Anyone planning on taking Alameda Avenue just west of I-25, you're going to have to rethink your commute today. There is a new closure that will likely cause significant delays. The closure actually started about an hour ago, and it was really last minute. It's emergency repairs. Denver city officials say this improvement project is being treated as an emergency repair. So here's where the closure is if you look at your television screen. BNSF Railway fully closed West Alameda Avenue at Navajo Street. They're finishing some critical rail repairs. The closure impacts east and westbound lanes of Alameda. Officials are asking drivers to avoid exiting I-25 at Alameda and also avoid going up Santa Fe to West Alameda. Your best workaround options will be Mississippi, 6th and 8th Avenues. Now, if you drive through those areas daily, you already know there are other construction projects. It's a bit messy along that same stretch. Denver's Department of Transportation and Infrastructure says this includes improving the underpass at Alameda just east of Santa Fe. CDOT is also working on the bridge over the river, plus trail improvements.
When you see people working and in construction, maybe it can be frustrating, but really what's going on there is investments are happening, improvements in the infrastructure, and just keeping our systems resilient in the city, and just investments in safety and in travel. So yeah, we're going to be there for a little bit while longer, but I think people are usually happy when we're done.
Yeah, we know it's a headache now, but necessary work. This project will last until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll hear from a business in the center of all of that construction.
All right, Erica, thank you. Well, taking a live look right now inside Denver International Airport this morning from our Manny Sotelo. Passengers are now heading through security for the first time since the Real ID requirement took effect. Now, we've been warning you about this for months now, it seems. This is what Colorado's Real ID, of course, looks like. There is that star in the upper right-hand corner of the ID. Now, if you don't have your physical Real ID, the Colorado DMV does say that you can use your digital Real ID on your phone to get through TSA. There are two digital options in Colorado. TSA will only accept the mobile driver's license, which is usually in your mobile phone wallet. If you do not have a Real ID, you will run into delays at security checkpoints this morning. Now, to be clear, in Colorado, you should be safe that you have that. Yeah.
Yes, but despite that, people are still waiting at the DMV office this morning. We've heard from.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I am a procrastinator, so here I am.
One guy had a lawn chair and computers and movies and ready.
And backup chargers and the whole thing. Well,
yeah.
At least he knows. Don't stress too much, though, if you don't have your Real ID. The head of Homeland Security says you still will be able to fly. Kristi Noem told Congress that you may have to go to a different line, undergo extra screening, but using your phone will be okay at airports across the country. So with that being said, we want to take a look at how lines are moving along at DIA's checkpoints this morning. I mean, we just took a live look. It's moving along just fine. Right now, it's going to take 5 to 9 minutes to get through South Security in the standard line and 0 to 4 minutes for the West checkpoint. So not bad this morning.
A rideshare safety bill that had Uber threatening to leave the state looks a lot different this morning. Originally, the bill would have required video and audio recordings of every ride. Well, under an amendment adopted yesterday, the driver and rider would be able to opt out. The bill also would have a required rideshare company to review a complaint against a driver within 72 hours, and that was extended to 7 days now. Companies would no longer be liable if a driver enters a guilty plea that disqualifies them from driving and they don't report it within 48 hours. The bill will be up for a final vote in the Senate today, and if it passes, it will go back to the House for approval.